floodwaters arise due to flooding than any other natural disasters. They can happen any place, any day, or any time. When water level rises suddenly, far more than the ground can absorb, floods occurs. Floods are often caused by heavy rain, rapid snowmelt, or strong sag from tropical cyclone or tsunami in coastal areas. Now let's look into some different types of floods. They are river floods, coastal floods, sewer floods, and flash floods. Among them, flash floods are the most dangerous one because they combine the destructive power of flood with incredible speed. We've already witnessed tragic flash flood events in Western Germany in 2021, in South Korea in 2022, and recently in Malaysia. It's generally said that flash floods cause greater loss of lives, while river floods cause greater loss of properties. From 1998 to 2017, more than 2 billion people around the world were affected by floods, according to the World Health Organization. The United Nations also predicted that devastating floods would affect about 2 billion people by 2050 because of climate change, deforestation, rising sea level, and population growth in flash-prone areas.
Malaysia experiences heavy rainfall every year, with an average rainfall between 2,000 to 2,500 millimeters. During the monsoon seasons, which usually occurs from April to September in the southwest, and October to March in the northeast. These showers can become larger and overflows or ground obstructions, causing rainwaters to become surface runoff. Malaysia's loss its forests at an alarming pace. Google's worldwide forest map shows that Malaysians have the greatest deforestation rate at 14.4% between 2000 and 2012. Analysts say forest cover loss worsens floods, even though rates have dropped. While destructions cannot be blamed for every reason's floods, a Tropicana's forest might buffer excess rainfalls by intercepting 30% of rainwaters in their canopies and absorbing the remainders into the soil and tree roots. Over the years, while the world has become significantly urbanized, nearly all its surface areas is covered with asphalt or concrete that is impervious. The rainfall will not be absorbed by the soils and will remain on the surface. In addition, as we continue to develop our cities and its infrastructures, we will inevitably eliminate KL's green spaces and the land's abilities to absorb rainfall. The smart tunnels diverse Klang River's flood waters into Batu and Jinjang retention points at Air Banas and Sedapat Jayas. The tunnels only work when the city's drainage and irrigation system are clear. Unfortunately, Malaysia's tourist trust variables including rivers and waterways. Our city drains and KL rivers will overflow due to rubbish clogging them.
A huge volume of silt is carried by the rivers due to intense rain, which settles in riverbeds and other bodies of water, causing widespread habitat loss for the fish. Some of the wildlife are also possible to drown or to be displaced if they escape the rising waters. This may reduce the level of biodiversity, habitat potential and food present in the ecosystem, creating long-term impacts for surviving wildlife. Floodwater can also alter the landscape, for instance, by eroding riverbanks and causing them to collapse. As floodwater carries material from the eroded banks, it suspends sediments in the water, which can degrade water quality and lead to harmful blooms of algae. Suspended sediment eventually settles out of the water in a process called sedimentation, which can clog riverbeds and streams, smother aquatic organisms, and destroy habitats. Floods are the leading cause of weather-related infectious disease outbreaks. Flooding events increase the chance of spreading waterborne diseases such as hepatitis A and cholera. Receding floodwater can create stagnant pools of water, which provide the perfect breeding grounds for mosquitoes, which can transmit malaria and other diseases. Flood events also lead to an increase in some forms of disease, such as leptospirosis. Floods can also be devastating for communities living in affected areas. They bring harm to homes, businesses, as well as the very fabric of a community. As a result, many people are without a place to live for long periods and must rely on government assistance for food and shelter. Besides, flooding also has long-term impacts on people's lives. It disrupts local economies as businesses close or relocate due to water damage or lack of power.
Building rivers and reservoirs. Building and strengthening the flood resistance capacity of rivers and reservoirs can effectively reduce the threat of floods. These facilities can regulate water levels and flooding during floods, thereby reducing water level rise and the impact of floods. Following environmental rules. Maintaining the natural environment of rivers, lakes, reservoirs, and coastal zones can reduce the risk of flooding. For example, avoid over-exploitation and deforestation in rivers and coastal zones, and retain natural barriers such as wetlands and forests. Develop emergency plans. The occurrence of floods is often difficult to predict and control, so it is very important to establish and develop emergency plans. The emergency plan should include emergency evacuation, material reservoirs, and personal allocation to help reduce the losses and risks of floods.